Good afternoon, everyone. This is YC. Welcome back to my channel, YC Cooks and Bakes. And I appreciate you coming by to cook with me today. If you're new here, please comment, like, and subscribe so that you can get all my recipes in the descriptions. Today is just going to be a simple meal. I have to go back to the grocery store tomorrow. Today I'm going to make chicken katsu, and I'm going to make some potato boats and probably just throw either mixed vegetables or green beans or something with it along the side of it. And that is I want to get this right now. It's K-A-S-T-U, not K-U, because if you say it wrong on this chicken in Japanese, it means shoes, and you don't want to eat your shoes. So I just want to get this straight. Okay, so I have some bacon sauteing on the stove right now, and I had already baked up some potatoes, and I'm just going to cut them in half. I'm not just cutting the tops off like I do for twice bakes. These ones I'm actually cutting right in half and making them, like boats. And I'm going to empty out the potato just like I did with my twice bakes. And this is my brilliant idea. I know somebody's done it a million times somewhere else. Or they call it potato skins or something, or what did I see? Someone called it something else one time. But anyway, you can fill it with how you want. And I have some extra sharp cheddar cheese shredded, and I'm cooking up some bacon right now. And that way, when we mix all the stuff together, I can reload them and then just, put them back in the oven for a little tiny bit. I'll go ahead and empty this one. And I have several more that I am going to do. So in South Carolina today, we got up to 77, and it's going to be in the 80s the rest of the week. I mean, can you believe Friday is supposed to be 85, and with the heat index close to 90? Isn't that something? And it's February, which can be common for South Carolina. I remember one year helping my mom paint her house, and we were getting little no-see-ums, like little gnats, stuck in the paint when we were painting. So it can get hot here. And I remember even one Christmas getting my Christmas picture taken on the diving board. So some years are hotter than others. And this year we just happened to get snow, which is really rare in the part of South Carolina where we live. But yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and get these hollowed out, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm back, and you see that I have my little potato skins hollowed out like little boats. And here's all the potato, and I'm going to put some shredded cheese in it, and I might put a couple tablespoons of the buttermilk ranch. That's the kind I like. Regular ranch just doesn't cut it as far as I'm concerned. And then a little bit of salt, and I'm going to put some pepper, just trying to give it flavor, It's almost like a twice bake, but twice bake, you just cut out like a little window in the top of the potato, and these I cut right in half. And you can add, anything you like, parsley, whatever. Green onion is a good one. Complements potatoes pretty good. Okay, I'm just going to eyeball it with the dressing just to give it some liquid when I go to stir it. And I'll put some of the bacon, and some of the bacon I want season for my vegetable. So some's for the potato and some's for the vegetable. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and get some cheese in there. There we go. I'm going to stir all this up together. That was my dog against the door. She's enjoying the breeze coming in the door. It's kind of a warm breeze, but it's breeze nonetheless. Okay, and I think I might put parsley in this and maybe some onion powder, and that's what it looks like so far. And I'll go get those. I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm back. This is what they look like, all filled up. And I think I'm just going to put them, you know, back in my toaster oven for a few minutes, and that's it. Because they're not going to take very long like a twice baked potato, you know, because they're completely cut in half. But that's what they look like with all the spices and the cheese and the bacon. I mean, what's not to like, right? So that will be the starch of our meal. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started on our katsu. And please forgive me if I'm saying that chicken wrong. It actually means, what it means is, in Japanese, is cutlet. And that's why I chose that meal today, because you remember we did the chicken marsala with my husband. Well, I had 3 containers of the chicken cutlets, and we only needed to use 2 that day. I didn't know how many we were going to need. So since I had this one container left of, I don't normally buy chicken cutlets. I normally buy the whole breast or chicken parts or something. I decided to use these cutlets in this meal. Okay. So, well, that's hard. And we're going to, I don't know if I could do it, but I'm going to try to get the egg white, which is what we use. And, you know, the Panko Crumbs is the Japanese breadcrumbs. You already know that. Just from how it has westernized, and a lot of people cook with those now over here. Need to get something to put this in. That's what I'm going to do. Hate to throw the yolk out if I can use it on something else, you know. All right. I know there's probably a trick to doing this, but I don't often have to do this. Unless I'm just, you know, making an angel food cake or something. Okay, that's good. I don't want to mess around and make a mess of it. Okay. So, I'll go ahead and get these whipped up. Whipped together. This is what we're going to dip the cutlets into after we flour them, and then into the Japanese Panko Crumbs. Okay, and I've already, just so you know, I've already got the chicken cleaned, patted dry. I have a little bit of olive oil on it because I like to do that with meat so it doesn't dry out. And it's just, there's just salt and pepper on each side. And then I have the Panko Crumbs. Oops, looks like I'm going to spill some, huh? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the flour out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get these cutlets. I'm going to dredge them through the flour. If you hear the puppies over there, I found what it is. It is a whole bunch of puppies. That's why we keep hearing yelping. And it's probably feeding time. That's what it sounds like to me. Because they got loud all of a sudden. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you're not using the flour to, basically that's not the outside of the frying. The frying will be the panko crumbs. You just want them lightly, kind of like that. Okay. I'm going to get all these done all through this flour, just like this, and I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. Now this is all of them dredged in the flour. And then there's the egg white that we have to dip it in, and the panko crumbs. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and just put it in the egg white, like so, and then in the panko crumbs. Okay, and put it in another plate. And I'll do another one. And the beauty of doing little cutlets like this, they're so thin, is that they cook really fast, just a few minutes each side, and that's it. There's no, finishing them in the oven or waiting on them. I'm not used to these tongs. I used to have a silver pair that was different of tongs. But yeah, there's no waiting on them. So that's the beauty of it. I'm not used to working with these tongs, that's evident. I guess I'll have to squish it down in the crumbs. Kind of just tap it down, I'll get used to it. There. And this is what they look like before you fry them up. And I'll keep working on this. Okay, I have all the cutlets of chicken with the panko crumbs now, and I'll meet you over at the stove. But I just wanted to mention that this also works with seafood, like fish cutlets, or with pork. But pork, because it's when you do that, it's so close to the German schnitzel. They call it tonkatsu. And that is the Japanese version of the pork cutlets that is done like this. And so I just want to let you know that, and I'll meet you at the stove. Okay, we're at the stove, and I'm just going to go ahead, and some pieces are thicker than others, and you'll have to let them go a lot longer on each side. That's a good sizzle. And I'm using vegetable oil, but you could put a little butter if you find that it's hard to brown, but I'm scared to put butter too soon and then it burn, Sometimes we use it, sometimes we don't. It just depends. But anyway, see, they're in there. I'll bring you forward so you can see. Yep, they're in there. Now, I didn't name this dish, but that's what it is. Katsu. And I apologize if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but now my husband did live in Okinawa, Japan for a while, and he lived on the seawall in Singapore for a few years. He used to go to school in Japan when he was a little boy. So he learned what an earthquake was early on. Yeah. So, but like an education for them, you know, and got to see a part of the world that a lot of times, you know, we don't. So that made it interesting. Okay, I'm going to fry these up a little bit on each side, and that will be it for this chicken. Okay, I just want to show you how brown they get. See if I can show you. See, they got a nice golden brown color to them. So I'll keep on going. Okay, this is what they look like now that they're all fried up in the panko crumbs. And you'll be able to tell because, you know, you won't be seeing any pink through the crumbs when they're all done. And then they get, you know, stiff like when you fry fish, where it's, you know, more stiff and not so flimsy. So let me get this meal. And you know, you can serve this with noodles or on top of rice, whatever you'd like to serve it with. And, you know, snow peas, whatever you want. Tonight, I'm just going to do the freezer green beans with bacon. And then we're going to have our little potato boats that I made with the cheese and the bacon and a little bit of ranch. And that's going to be our meal, and I'll bring you back. Okay, everyone, it's supper time. Everything is done. I'll show you what it looks like. There's the chicken katsu, and there's the potato boats. And I'll see if I can lift you up to show you the bacon flavored green beans. And that is our supper for tonight. Thank you for coming to cook with me again. Good night. Bye-bye.